Hello everybody, Epic Mewtwo here. Today we are back with another figure unboxing video. We are only going to be unboxing one of these figures here, but they just came wrapped together. So I figured I'd give you a little preview for whichever one of these, I don't know, comes out first. You're gonna get to see the other one, or unless the other one comes out first and then you don't see. Anyway, they're attached, is the point I'm trying to get at here. Today, attached here, we have the Fruit Punch of Saiyans UI Omen Goku, which I am very excited about. I have heard some kind of things about it though, so we'll see what is the result of that. And a figure that I've been looking forward to, the first of this year's World Figure Coliseum figure that I have in my possession, I'm going to just call it Military Goku for the sake of it. A very, very unique Goku figure that I'm very excited to get into. But we are going to be opening up the Blood of Saiyans. Well, guess I'll just say Blood of Saiyans. I was trying to keep it, we'll just put that down, I guess. Or maybe not. I was trying to not say it, but it's going to be impossible because, you know, that's what the line is called. So, YouTube, you're going to have to cut me a break on this one. Alright. So, let's go ahead and move you aside for now. We will take a look at you in another video. For now, let's take a look at the Blood of Saiyans UI Omen Goku. Now, the Blood of Saiyans line is a very interesting line because of a couple of things, okay? And I'll kind of show you what those are once we get the figure out of the box, right? Once we do some comparisons. But nonetheless, though, they don't make many UI Omen figures. And the fact that they made one is already pretty cool. Again, the only one that I think that they've made, let me think, that's a Banpresto figure. I know FVS is coming out with one, but it's just a recolor of an MUI one. I really can't think of any. I don't own any at the moment. Oh, I think there's an Ichiban Kuji one. It did kind of surprise me that they haven't made a lot of figures of this guy. I mean, obviously, they made a ton of, you know, Mastered Ultra Instinct, just because, you know, it's so popular or whatever. But it was always weird to me that when he first came out, they didn't make many figures of the Omen one. I don't know. Just kind of odd to me. Again, another one like this. Is this a new thing that they're doing where they have it, like, attached together and then you just pull it out? The Saitama figure, if that video is not up yet, there's going to be a Saitama figure unboxing on this channel, was like that as well, which is kind of weird. Alright, so again, they're doing this again. Okay, I guess it's just a thing that they're doing. They're just including more bubble wrap in there. I guess that's just good for the figure's protection. Okay, so couple of things that I'm noticing already. One, the coloration is very odd. Two, this like rip in the pen is kind of like damaging the packaging. I don't even know if you can really, there you go. Sometimes because of how the figure is made, and just like since they just put it in this plastic for the prize figures, it sort of like damages the plastic, which isn't a bad thing. I guess that sort of just attests to how good the detail is on the figure, but it's always a little bit alarming because you're like, oh well, did they package it well enough? By the way, stand is so simple for this one. It's literally just pushing it in like this, and a nice clear plastic stand as well. They've been doing a good job with stands lately, I feel like, because sometimes stands are way too big, and then sometimes they're like too big and clunky, but those are mostly older figures. Can he stand? I mean, he's not really supposed to stand up on his own, so I'm assuming that's a no. Ooh, let's use his neck to open the hole there. Perfect. So there is a lot of high expectation with this figure for me, because since they haven't made many UI Omen figures, one big thing that they're gonna have to get right is the hair, right? Because there's a lot of different ways that Banpresto has done Super Saiyan hair and, like, you know, powered up hair in different lines. Sometimes they do, we'll actually show you here in a second. Okay, so let's take a look at this. First of all, let's take a look at the head. Okay, I don't know how I feel about it. It looks a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. So the hair is very interesting because it's not like black, it's almost like a very dark blue. You can kind of see some of the shades in like the middle area here. It's a little bit hard to pick up on the camera. It's like subtly sparkly as well. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick that up either. But it's a very odd way that they did the hair for this one. The face, I don't know. The eyes are great. They usually do a good job on the Ultra Instinct guys, which is great. The face looks a little bit weird. I don't know. He looks at each one like, His face looks a little bit smushed. I don't know. Because it's weird. So let me show you real quick. So they usually either do powered up hair, hello Goku, like this, right? Where it's just matte, right? This like matte, nice finish. You guys know I love this figure. Or sometimes they'll do powered up hair like this Goku. This is the Dragon Ball Heroes Blue Ku, where it's sort of like this, sort of like a little bit of a shine paint job to it, which is sort of similar to this one in a little bit of a way. I wish the camera would focus better. There we go. Yeah, so it's kind of like the same sort of dealio. But what's interesting about this line, or well, this figure, is that the line it's from, Blood of Saiyans, the hair usually looks like this. They do some wild, like, bright paint for this line. That's just one of the things this line is sort of infamous for. This, like, really shiny, like, spray paint metallic hair. I think it's really cool because it's really unique. Here's Rose, by the way, from the line. I'll show you these guys next to the Omen figure in a little bit. But, you know, this really weird, like, spray paint metallic look to the figures for this line. And this kind of doesn't really have it. I don't know. It's just sort of a weird thing to do. I don't know how they would have done it for like black hair, I guess. But it just seems a little bit of a weird choice, I guess. I don't know. Alright, so let's take a look at the body here. Ooh, also, they're doing this now where they do the middle part here. It's like this clear plastic. Kind of interesting. Ooh, okay. So this is going to be another one I think that looks good. Yes! So you guys know I don't like it when it looks like it's just two pieces on top of each other. I say that in like every video where you have to do this and it's a ripped Goku gi. But the way that they shaped it in a way so that it got smaller as it got closer to the bottom, and then it sort of fits right in to the top ripped part of the gi. That's very, very nice. Now, in terms of the body, the gi looks good. The clothes look very good. They usually do a good job on that. This is one, though, that I can already tell that I don't like in terms of the body under the clothes. They always do it differently. Either they sculpt the body under the clothes and then sort of put the clothes over it, or they sculpt the body and then put it over the hole that the clothes make, or they'll do, which I can tell literally because there's extra paint here, they just make the hole and then they paint it over with a skin tone. Not a big fan of that right there. You can already see, like, well, right there, actually, there you go. The, like, extra skin paint that's on the blue there, that's a big no-no for me. Definitely do not like that. A little bit of the skin paint extra there, but as you can see, right, that's what they did for this one. They just painted the skin over. Muscles look very odd. The shoulder looks really, like, spiked. Weird. Muscle definition is crazy, though. Clothes look good, though, I will say. Very interesting shading on, like, the top part up here, like with this lighter blue tones, and then we got the darker blue tones here. Very interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the head on. Another thing I will say about this figure is it's a very interesting pose that they chose. Definitely not a bad one by any means, but just like very weird. I don't know. It's like he's in kind of like a battle pose or like a ready to fight pose, but at the same time, it's almost like he's floating in the air. I don't know. Or like maybe he's like moving, you know, like when they're like do, you know, like that, like getting ready to fight each other and they're like flying next to each other. I don't know. Alright, so one thing I already don't like. You guys know I don't like this gapping. Right there by the head, you can see that's as far as it goes on for me. There's a little bit of gapping. Thankfully though, because of the angle, you won't really see it, right? Also, he's covering his face. So, all put together, it looks pretty good. Obviously, we're not really going to be displaying it from the back, but it's a very interesting pose, and again, I think it's interesting that they chose a pose where he's sort of covering the face, because, like, a face is one of the most important parts of a figure. Let's go ahead and put it on the stand here. How far does it go in? Ooh, wow, okay. That goes in pretty far, that's good. I am not a big fan, I will say, of stands like this where it's just this one thing and then the figure's on a little bit of a wobbly pedestal. But, oh well, what can you do, I guess. Nonetheless, though, he does look pretty good. Interestingly enough, so what's weird, right, is that it looks like how the box looks from your perspective, aka the camera, right? It looks very much... Wait, what's the front... Wait, the front angle is the back of the box? They never do that. The side angle here is... Huh. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, right? So this angle that you're kind of seeing right now is like this, basically. Where it's this sort of, you know, front-facing. You can see his eyes a little bit, right? He's got the hand in front of him, so on and so forth. But for me, from where I'm sitting, it looks more like this. And he looks like a complete edgelord, where he's like, I'm going to get you, Vegeta. Like, for you, oh, yo, that's pretty decent. So, it's a very weird angle, and it's just because of the way that the stand is. He's almost got like a hunchback, you know what I mean? So, like, from a front-facing way, like, this is definitely a figure I think you want to, well, like, you can't see it in the camera there, that you want to display a little bit higher up, because if not, you're just going to be looking at like this, basically, which is not what you want to be looking at here. So, I don't know. A very weird pose that they chose. Oh, I will say, shout out to the boy Baggy Sane. You guys know my figure man. I have to test it because he posted on Twitter. Yes, you can do it. You can put him on his stand upside down. Why you would do that, I don't know. But I don't think I've seen a figure in a while that can do that. So that's pretty cool. So overall, though, thoughts on this figure. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm very mixed. I feel like they did a decent job on the UI Omen hair. It's definitely not bad. But at the same time, I'm not a big fan of how they did the skin under there. The gapping definitely is not a big fan. And as much as I like the pose, the angle of the figure, like when you're looking at it from certain directions, is just so weird. I don't know. It's a very interesting figure, definitely. Let's real quick, just like I said I would show you. Okay, so first of all, right? Oh, and another way that they do hair, actually, that I kind of forgot to mention, is they do it like how they did on the Grandista and the FES MUI Goku, where they sort of make it really shiny like this, as opposed to, I don't know, this, right? Is another way they kind of do it. Obviously, the FES line is a little bit smaller than this particular Blood of Saiyans Goku. These guys still look pretty cool next to each other, though. But like this figure, I think did a pretty good job on like detail on the clothes, or this skin under the clothes, just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about, right? Like you can see that this was sculpted under the clothes, right? And it looks like it's supposed to be there, and it doesn't look like it's painted, right? This one sort of does look like they kind of stuck it on in between the clothes, but it looks more like three-dimensional, and it definitely looks better than just the skin painted on there, right? So, very interesting how they chose to do the hair on this one. Just for a little bit more comparison, this guy is definitely a lot bigger than anything else in the Blood of Saiyans line. This is the Blood of Saiyans SSBK and Rose. These guys are from the same set. These are the only other Blood of Saiyans figures I actually have. I know there's a Vegeta and a Super Saiyan Goku that I'd love to get at some point. But his body's definitely a lot bigger than these guys' body, because this line always kind of gave me the impression that it was a little bit smaller, but this one is very big. This is like, you know, a special one like the box says, but I don't know, it's just very weird to me, this figure. It seems very out of place for this line, I think is a good way to put it, because I really like the Blood of Saiyans line. I know a lot of people don't like it specifically for the hair, and because, you know, the figure here looks more like it's in like the color of it is in like as if it would be in an aura, you know, like Rose sort of like got these pinker tones, like he would be in the aura, and he's like red, you know, because he's in the Kaioken aura. So I don't know, this figure I think is definitely a solid figure on its own. It's very decent. I wouldn't say it's definitely like anything too groundbreaking. There's a bunch of like problems with it that I see. I will say too, they did do a good job with the hair sculpt, though. I didn't mention that. They did a good job with the UI hair sculpt, because that's always important to get right. But overall, it just doesn't really fit like, or feel like rather, that it fits with the Blood of Saiyans line. I don't know. Very interesting figure today, boys. Let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. Regardless, either way, it is always nice to get some UI Omen love, considering that Mastered Ultra Instinct is always getting figures and UI Omen's getting nothing. But nonetheless, though, hope you guys enjoyed. FES, by the way, I did say is coming out with a Omen version of an already existing figure, and that's actually the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku that I showed you earlier. This guy is getting an Omen version in the 10th and right now final set of FES. We'll see how that goes. If you want to know more about that, definitely check out my God Goku unboxing, because that was the last FES video I did. But he is getting an Omen version, so we'll definitely break this guy out again to sort of compare him to the Omen version of that one. Anyway, though, that is actually going to do it. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Epic2 out. Peace.